All right, Dom, what do you want to say to Mom and Sissy?
I don't know.
You don't know?
It's fun. Very fun.
It is.
Relaxing. Calm.
It is. In the water, this is just because boats went by, but it's actually pretty calm water.
Oh, and also, when Dad drives it, when I put my foot in, it feels very nice.
Yeah, the water's like in the 80s. It's really warm. Right, Dom?
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess that's good enough for now. I don't want to lose my phone. See you. Alright, so welcome back to the new name of this channel, which from this day forward will be known as Red Right Return. If you're wondering what Red Right Return means versus VX FX RX 1085 that I first established in my first two videos, I already explained the VX FX RX 1085. Red Right Return. Let's talk about that. When you're out in the open waters, part of boater safety course, rules of the road, there's green squares, there's red triangles. When you're heading out from an inlet or an intercoastal out to the ocean, your green squares will be on the right starboard side of your vehicle. When you're returning home, the best way to determine home is the red triangles on your right starboard side of your vehicle, PWC or boat. Hence the reason why I'm calling this Red Right Return, because that's actually the saying they use for returning home in the boating industry. Red on your right, return home. Anyway, enough about that. Now you understand why. This will be the name of the channel going forward. So let's talk about some tidbits I learned today. So you saw the first two videos of me breaking in this watercraft. Now I'm going to talk about some things I learned today, which will help you, if you're a first-time boater, PWCer, to avoid some stupid stuff that I experienced today. Number one, if you have a four-wheel drive vehicle, use it pulling out of the ramp. I used my Pro Trailer Backup Assist today, put it in four-wheel drive going down, and not that it was going to ruin anything because usually use four-wheel drive, four-wheel low when you go in for rocks. But anyway, I'm not an expert at this yet, so sometimes my front wheels went over the curb going down the ramp, and it was just hopping because it was in four-wheel drive. You don't need four-wheel drive going down the ramp. So just put it in four-wheel drive when you're going up the ramp. Why? Well, because you figure, here's the ramp, here's the water level, which is pretty much where you are dropping off your boat. From here to here, well, that's water and that sun beating on it, which creates algae. Algae is a frickin' sheet of ice, and you don't even want to step foot near a rock that has algae on it. So you use four-wheel drive. You want to test what I'm saying? Just YouTube videos. Truck goes in ocean, launching boat. It happens a lot. So, number one, use four-wheel drive going up the ramp, not down. Second thing I learned today, your trailer, your winch. The black, thick, feels like a belt material, some kind of nylon that you hook to the bow of your boat. You know, that little hook on the front when you're loading it back on the trailer, and then you start cranking it to pull it back up. Well, sometimes that belt likes to cock a little bit to one side where the teeth are, and then you start crunching the teeth through the belt, which is what I did today. I don't think it's useless, but I think it's compromised. I'm going to get a new one. So, learn from my stupidity on those two things and avoid yourself having a major malfunction your first or second time. I guess I'm still a newbie. Let's talk about the stability of this thing. So, some of you are wondering, well, how stable is it? So I'm 5'9", 182 pounds to be exact. I know, I'm still trying to lose a few pounds, but I wouldn't say I'm in the obese category at this point. But anyway, so 5'9", 182 pounds. I actually stood on a side of that Yamaha VX Cruiser both times, this side and this side, because I had my son with me, and we were switching seats, getting water bottles out of the cooler under the back seat. I stood on one side, and of course it leaned a little, but this is as far as it went. It did not flip us over, it didn't tip us over, it didn't seem extremely wobbly where holy crap, it's any second it's going to tip over. It was actually fine. I stood on one side, he crawled on the other side, and this is not simultaneously. This was me stepping on this side first. So then he crawls around the back, sits in the back seat, and when we got to the beach, well, in the pictures you're gonna see, I stood on the stern on that deck, and I jumped up and down. It did not sink. I shook myself side to side. The thing did not tip over. So it's a pretty stable vehicle, which is why I said in the first two videos, if you're looking for something stable, you look for the widest, the longest, and the heaviest. So some of these PWCs, I think the FXs, the Yamaha FX Cruisers, are up to 800 some odd pounds. But mine is 679 pounds. The trailer is, I think, 277 pounds. 18 gallons of fuel, I believe, is 145 pounds. All I know is that when you add three of the numbers together, so the trailer, the PWC, and the gasoline, it comes to 1,100 pounds to the dot. So pulling 1,100 pounds, just in case you're wondering, 2018 F-150 crew cab, 355 rear end, 5.0 engine, 400 horsepower, 10-speed transmission, average 20 miles per gallon. That's pretty freaking good. Anyway, those are the tidbits I wanted to share with you today. The updated YouTube channel and those tidbits. Anyway, more to come. We're going to be doing oil changes, spark plug changes. We're going to talk about lubrication, maintenance. We're going to become experts at this. Stay with this channel. There's other people out there that are far beyond me, but what I learned from them, and if you become a member here or a subscriber here, I'll walk you through it all. Semper Fi. Yep.